President Biden delivered his third State of the Union address tonight, and the stakes could not be higher. With the general election now officially underway and his job approval numbers low, the president had to deliver a message to a discontented electorate, as well as battle concerns over his age. NBC's Alice Barr is on Capitol Hill tonight.
The President of the United States.
President Biden addressing the nation tonight in one of the most important speeches of his political life.
I came to office determined to get us through one of the toughest periods in the nation's history. We have.
The president using his third State of the Union to tout his accomplishments.
15 million new jobs in just 3 years, a record, a record.
The president vowing to fight for reproductive rights.
If you, the American people, send me a Congress that supports the right to choose, I promise you, I'll restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land again.
As protesters gathered outside over his handling of the Israel-Hamas war, inside the chamber, President Biden addressed both family members of Israeli hostages and lawmakers from his own party outraged about the suffering in Gaza.
I'm directing the U.S. military to lead an emergency mission to establish a temporary pier in the Mediterranean on the coast of Gaza.
With the new Republican House Speaker sitting behind him, the president pressing House GOP members to pass aid for Ukraine, as well as funding for Israel and the U.S. southern border.
Send me a bipartisan national security bill. History is literally watching.
Former President Trump using his social media platform to rebut tonight's speech.
We cannot take it any longer as a country.
With the 2024 general election now underway, President Biden seizing the moment as both commander-in-chief and candidate. President Biden never actually said the name Donald Trump, but he went after his predecessor and now Republican rival repeatedly in an official presidential speech that came with a lot of campaign undertones. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Idaho Senator Mike Crapo issued a statement following Biden's speech, saying in part, quote, President Biden once again touted an optimistic review of his performance from the last 3 years that ignores reality and the struggles Americans confront. On more than one occasion, his words lacked accountability, shirking responsibility onto others to make up for his own failed actions. Representative Mike Simpson said in a statement, quote, instead of providing solutions, the president only offered disingenuous political spins. Make no mistake, everyday American families are worse off now than they were 4 years ago. This is a direct result of President Biden's self-inflicted policy wounds. Tonight's address reaffirmed that President Biden has no desire to reverse course and tackle our nation's crises.